Hey and welcome to Hank's True Barbecue. So it's snowing outside. I figured it's a perfect day to make some beef cheek tacos. Now beef cheek tacos is really like the flavor bomb. If you haven't tried beef cheek tacos, you haven't had the real deal, I would say. I mean, for one, you get like a brisket-like cut, like the beef cheek, which needs a lot of rendering of fat and breaking down collagen and connective tissue in the smoker, which is obviously what we're going to use since this is a barbecue channel. But also that raw beef flavor, it's intense. So let's get started cooking. Now let's look at the grill setup. So I'm using my PK300. Gonna get the grates out. And the one thing you do need for a low and slow cook is to have a hot zone and a cool zone, as always. I've tried a few different versions. This is my latest incarnation of what I call the snake charmer. As you can see, 5mm steel, just some small tabs here. So the whole plan is basically just to put this right here. You can use briquettes and fill this up, and yes, I'm going to use briquettes today. I'm going to create one long linear snake, I guess, which works perfectly fine. When I've tested this out, I get, well, I don't know how many hours, 9-10 hours from left to right, so this is really good. And it's simple, and I want super consistency. That's why I'm in terms of temp, because this is going to be a long cook. So just gonna start dropping in briquettes here. So this should be good. When you do pile briquettes like here, make sure you can still fit the grate on top. This is the actual outlet for the fan. I'm going to use the fan just to get even more consistency. Like when you do build a snake, I would say it's pretty consistent, but since I have the fan and the fireboard, might as well use it. So I'm going to dump some lit briquettes in here and we should be able to get started. So this is what the beef cheeks look like. If you haven't bought them before, this is pre-trimmed, which is really nice, saves me a ton of effort. So this is what it should look like before they go on the grill. Most of the times you get them untrimmed, which means you're going to have to trim a lot of that sinew, membranes, fat, etc. off. And just in case you're starting to doubt if it's the first time, once you think you trimmed enough, trim just a bit more, because you really need to get that stuff off. But I'm going to go with a Cosmos Q rub today. I like just the added sweetness. I've kind of been experimenting with that for the beef cooks I do lately, so this is what we're going to go with. So I'm just going to sprinkle some on both sides and we should be good. Got to get a good layer of rub on top of these. Flip over, do the same thing on the other side. In one way, this is a real easy cook. But given that this is like brisket quality meat, meaning it's going to need a lot of time cooking low and slow, it's easy, you just need to give it time. So the grill is coming up to temp slowly but surely. We're aiming at, I'm going to cook at 130 Celsius today, which is 265, 270 Fahrenheit. Should be a good temp. Cheeks are ready, so as soon as this one hits the sweet spot, 130, we're good to go. We're going to get them on and get some smoke in them for a few hours. Stay tuned. So I think we're ready to go. Let's get those two beef cheeks on. Get some good smoke flavor in there. Gonna leave these for a few hours, but not just that. We're gonna add some wood chunks for flavor. I'm gonna go pretty heavy with the cherry wood today. Because I want a lot of flavor in these, and we're gonna leave them for quite a few hours. So time to close the lid and let this smoker do its job. See the smoke coming out already. This is gonna be good. The fireboard is monitoring temps with the fan, so should be a smooth cook. I'll see you guys in a few hours. So a little over 2 hours at 130. Oh man, they're looking good. So now begins the braising part. Over here I did bring out my little aluminum pan, disposable aluminum pan, fill it with half a Vidali onion or a silver onion, which is nice. So we're gonna move the beef cheeks over for some braising, and I'm gonna use a porter beer, like really full of flavor for this. Should be good. Now I'm gonna leave the thermometer in the thick one so we can keep track of temps. Like that. Second one. I'm going to fill this up with plenty of beer for some hydration. Oh man, that's looking good. Get some aluminum foil, wrap this up real good and get it back on the grill. Just like that, and we'll continue the braising and get this beef cheeks really tender. But again, I'm keeping track of temps, so we're aiming for 95 to 100 degrees Celsius in the beef, or 5 to 210 Fahrenheit. The weather has really been fighting me this cook. Snowing this morning, now it's raining and windy. Anyhow, the beef cheeks are done. Let's pull them off. So here they are. Let's go bring this whole thing in as it is. We're gonna let it cool off. I'm gonna just open that aluminum foil lid just a bit like that. Let it steam off, but let it sit on the counter for 30 minutes to an hour, and then we can start pulling it and sampling some of that good beef. All right, nice to be indoors. Just gonna leave this here. Let it cool off. Think of this as a faux cambro. And then we get ready to shred the meat, prep the tacos, and dig in. All right, we've been waiting long enough. Time to check out what this looks like. Oh man, that's looking good. Nice, pliable. Let's see if we can start pulling this. Pretty sweet. Now remember, save all that juice because I'm gonna drizzle some of that on top of my taco, but this is looking good. Very good. All right, I think I went to town on that one, but that's looking real good. Nice. Let's start building ourselves a really good taco. I'm gonna use a tortilla shell, soft tortilla shell. Should be good. Get a spoon out so we can start adding some of this goodness here. I think the beer just hit the sweet spot on this one, really nice. Once we've added the meat, I'm gonna add some more white onion or Vidali onion. I like that, it's a good, nice flavor, not too sharp. Of course, you're gonna need some cheese on this. And to top it all off, some of that cilantro. And that's it basically, not gonna get any more complicated than that, so time to give this a taste test. All right, let's wrap this baby up. Looking good. Oh, this is good. It has nice smoke flavor, yet mild in a strange way, but really good, not overpowering, I would say. And I'm kind of so used to the black pepper brisket flavor, but I think this is so much better. That Cosmos Q dry rub really worked out. With some cheese and some white onion and top quality beef. What's not to like? So in terms of cook, I think this was really easy, but I was really happy that I did have the fireboard and the pit viper fan, because the weather really has been fighting me. As you could see, it started out with snow, then wind, and then rain. Like, if I didn't have the fireboard and the pit viper, I would have had to go out and twiddle and fiddle with the vents 3 or 4 times at least during the cook. Now that automation could handle it for me. this is good. Great beef flavor. But again, you really need to trim it down. When I was pulling it now with my hands, I could still feel one or two small pieces of fat that I could pull out that is never going to be tender enough or nice to chew on. So, but still, and again, that beer, I mean, you could use any braising liquid. You could use beef stock, that would work just fine. But hey, great cook. I'm going to dig in. Thanks for watching. See you guys next episode.